Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an Object 261. It's the Tier 10 Soviet SPG. It's located on the southwest spawn of Live Oaks under the command of Fluffylilkitten the REBRN. Battle started. Well, this Arty has an 18cm howitzer which is capable of doing 900 output, penetrating 45mm of armour, and got a burst radius of 10 meters. Now he's actually not moving into the wood or into the dip. No, he's actually cleverer than that. He's picking a spot in the outside, in the open. He did knock those fences over. That might tell the enemy where he is, but I don't think he's too bothered about that too much at the moment. Now because it's got a slightly smaller caliber than some of the other Artys that you've seen previously in the Soviet line, it actually has a faster fire rate, 27 seconds to reload. It says 203mm B4 on the mod, but actually it doesn't recognise that this is our 18cm howitzer, not a 203mm. Just waiting for the enemy to turn up on the railway line. Looks like nobody's going into the town, so they're all going to focus on this side of the map. Now usually that ends up being a disaster, because if somebody lemming trains all at one end, then the enemy takes advantage of it and effectively gets a quick win by capping out. We've only got a Jaegeru blocking the enemy coming in from the north. The enemy will work out pretty soon that we're not in the factory, in the city rather. Now the enemy's being clever enough to stay just over the ridgeline. The Emil 1's using his GPM and his depression. Oh, good hit on the side of the Centurion. 345, that's not bad at all. It's not a penetrating shot, but it's half or a non-penetrating shot with a nice bit of damage. Now two tanks grouped together, the UDES-16 and the Renegade. If they stay like that, obviously he can get around into both of them or splash them both. This is the mistake that tanks make when they stay together, and there you can see he hit 3 tanks with one shot there. Now unfortunately the enemy are already on their way from the town, and the Jaegerus just met a defender, and an Object 252U has joined him, and we do have some other vehicles up there, and well, Fluffy's doing the best he can. Oh, he just hit the Emil in the center. I think, was it? No, he hit the, I think it was the UDES hit in the center, but he damaged the Emil and the Renegade as well with the same shot. I think it was because the tank between them actually went unsighted, the UDES. He hit the UDES but splashed the others. Well, he's changed his attention now. He's going to go after these guys, the Defender and the 60TP, who are making their way past our Jaegeru. The enemy Defender goes down, or one of them does. But you see the enemy Arty's doing the same as we're doing, hitting multiple tanks at once. Now, the 60TP is the tank I would focus on, because that's the most difficult to kill. Fluffy's just completed a mission. I think that's SPG 15 for the 3rd stage. He fires at the 60TP, gets a lovely hit, 404. The Object 268, or Bobject, has gone right in. He's sandwiching that 252U, who is killed by the enemy Arty. And Fluffy, well, Fluffy's now aiming at the 2684, because the best way to kill a 2684 is with HE. Okay, the 268 now is free, and Fluffy's going to have to move any second or he'll be dead. He hits the 289, but he needs to get into the woods now, because if he gets spotted, he's a dead duck. He's getting into those woods as quickly as he can. The skin, by the way, for this vehicle comes from Jazz and Sir Rusty, but unfortunately they won't be working for very much longer, because Wargaming are changing the templates. Well, Fluffy's decided to fire along to the east. And he kills the Emir 1. 266. Nice shot. He's earned 3,000 hit points of actual damage so far as we know, but he's probably earned a bit more because after all he did hit that Udes with a blind shot. Enemy Progetto is leaving the area, but unfortunately very soon now that 60 TP is going to be headed our way. Can we get a shot into him? I don't think so. He fires around in. Unfortunately all he can do is stun the 60 TP because he's over the ridgeline underneath our the ability of us to lob a shell into that ditch. In fact, the only thing that Fluffy can do now is relocate further to the east, which is what the other Arty have done. He's going after the Renegade. Any second now he'll have a shot, but the 60 TP is on his way. Rounds out on the Renegade. Splashes him for 83. Yeah, I think the team made a bit of a boo-boo by trying to go all on one side of the map. Lemming trains don't tend to work unless you're quick enough to catch the enemy out and get to his cap before he can stop you. And unfortunately, in this occasion, it doesn't appear to have worked because the 60 TP is unsighted. Fluffy fires his round in, gets 142 off the Progetto, but it doesn't kill him. And we're going to see that 60 TP make an attempt to get into the woods, and when he finds Fluffy, that will be it. He's going for the Renegade if he can. He might be able to get another shot off. All depends on where the 60 TP is. Now there's only 3 players left on their team, all Arty. Everyone else has been wiped out. They can't see the enemy because, of course, Arty is mostly blind. And, well, Fluffy can fire a shot at that Progetto because he can see it. But the Progetto, well, he stopped at the other end of the bridge because he knows the bridge will inhibit our ability to shoot him. He fires around in and, whoa, in fact, actually, the M40, M43 managed to get a shot in on target. But now Fluffy's in reload, and any second now, the 60 TP will arrive. His teammates have both been killed. He's about to shotgun the enemy if he can get a chance. He'll get one more chance to get some credits before he's wiped out. He's making it as difficult for the enemy to find him as possible. But it's kind of inevitable. 2 enemy heavies, a Renegade and the 60 TP. I reckon it'll be the 60 TP. Oh, when he's been hit, he's looking to try and get a shot. There he is. And there you go. Killed by the Renegade. Shot by the 60 TP. Well, you can't fault Fluffy for that one. Not by a long shot. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Well, here's the end of battle stats, and we can see that he got a second-class tanker in the Object 261. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 15, and he got a Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. And his win rate for that game was 3005. And you can see by the sheer number of the enemy tanks that he actually hit during that game, he was working as hard as he possibly could. But his teammates, unfortunately, they let him down because they lemming trained. He got the highest damage on his team, but he didn't get the highest damage overall. He got 3,527 hit points, but the high scorer was that 60 TP with 3989. Yeah, it's a beast of a tank, that one, the 60 TP. Highly recommend it to anyone who is looking to acquire a tier 10 tank and wants a bit of fun. That one's the one to get. 3,765 hit points goes to Progetto 65, who got killed by the M40. He picked up a tank sniper. And, well, when it came to kills, we can see that the high scorer was the Progetto 65 with 4, the Renegade with 3, T92 and the enemy Lorraine all both managed 2 kills apiece, and there was 3 tanks on our team managed 2 kills. Fluffy only got the 1 kill in that game, but he did hit more of the enemy than anyone else. When it came to base XP, yeah, unfortunately he's well behind because the winning team, the Progetto, managed to get 943, the Udes 16 managed to get 840, and the Renegade 822. Fluffy got 538, but he is top of his team. 11 shots fired, 5 direct hits, no penetration, 16 splash. Yes, he was certainly splashing a lot of the enemy. 3,527 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He received 2 hits, one penetration, one hit by way of splash damage. Yes, so somebody actually fired an HE round. I didn't see which one of them it was, but I suspect that it was probably the 60TP who fired the HE round, and then the Renegade fired the AP round to finish him off. 10 enemy vehicles hit, 1 killed, so that's 9 difference. That earned him the Confederate 3,061 hit points of stun assist of 15 stuns. On the premium count, he earned 63,113 credits, got 6,839 for Courageous Resistance. That's for getting a Battle Hero medal or an Epic medal in a losing or a drawn game. So his total came to 69,951, and after repair and ammunition resupply, still took away a profit of 20,774 credits. If he had actually played it on a free-to-play account, he would have made a loss. On the reward side, he actually picked up 2 bonds for the Confederate because it was tier 10, and 807 XP, 471 for Courageous Resistance, took away 1,278 experience points altogether. But best of all, he completed SPG 15 for the 3rd level, and that means, well, that one's done. He doesn't have to do SPG 15 again. I know a lot of tank players find it incredibly difficult to do the SPG missions. I think most SPG players find it incredibly easy to play the SPG missions. I think it's just because we're used to these vehicles. We know how they handle, we know what they do, and it's horses for courses. Of course, we do know how to play other tanks as well, because you've seen quite a few of the replays on this channel. Those are from Arty players playing in tanks, and they are scoring incredible series of medals and awards, and well, yeah, they are just as good in a tank as they are in Arty. Just because you're playing an Arty doesn't mean you can't play other vehicles. But I hope you enjoyed that battle. I'm afraid Fluffy did as best he could, but he couldn't hold the enemy off. He was the last man alive, and he tried his best, but in the end it wasn't going to happen because the team made a huge error. Don't lemming train unless you're absolutely certain you can steamroller your way over the enemy defences and get to the enemy cap in time. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel and leave a comment below in the chat, and thanks for watching.